Oh,
Recording in progress. Welcome along. It's another Tuesday evening. And we're going to look a bit more out of It Takes a Church to Raise a Parent from Rachel Turner. I've just started Andrew Root's new book and it's wonderful. So we'll get into that at some stage. But I wasn't sure how much I'd get rid today, so I thought we'd do some more Rachel Turner. Um, so we talked a little bit about her suggesting, we need to walk alongside. We talked last time, rather than being the dentist forcing an idea, we try and be IKEA. We give different things. Another image that I like she uses is being a help desk. So she tells a story of, I live in North Yorkshire, um, and she was traveling down to London one day, and there was massive winds. And so she managed, I think, to get into Leeds or something. And then there were all sorts of cancellations, et cetera, et cetera. And there's all these people on the station that are, trying to work out where they're going and how to get there. And she says, she's trying to work out, what do I do? Do I jump on the delayed train? Do I get my ticket reissued for a later one? And then a shining booth seemed to emerge out of the sea of rushing people. The help desk. A choir sang in my head, yes, the help desk. I bumped through the crowd and edged my way into the queue. All hell was breaking loose in Leeds station, but inside the help desk booth, people looked calm and casual, as if it were a day at the park. I watched in awe as the help desk personnel rattled off train schedules from memory, sketched out plans for people by hand, and calculated train platforms in their head. By the time I got to the front of the queue, I was supremely peaceful. I still had no idea how to get anywhere, but I was confident I would know in 3 minutes. I would be told. Can I help you? Asked the smiling uniformed woman behind the counter when she leaned forward a bit. I could read her name tag, Priya. Yes, please, I answered. I need to get to London. I have a single advance ticket and I don't know where to go. Oh, what time do you need to get there? And would a particular station be useful? Oh, I need to be at Seven Sisters at 11:40. I was thinking about just getting on the next train to London. Rod probably knows where some of these are. He's smiling. He's going, I can
nowhere near London, but anyway.
Okay. Well, you certainly could do that. Let me see if I can make it better for you. I watched Priya's brain calculate as she stared off into space. Soon she looked back at me and smiled again. Well, you can take this next train that's going there with stops. It'll be very slow, and there is a chance they will cancel it. The one in an hour is a direct train. It may be delayed getting here, but once it's here, it should be fine. But again, the weather is unpredictable. I think it will miss your target time though, but it won't be too far off. Or you can get adventurous and do the cross country to Birmingham and then to London, which bizarrely will get you there on time, but it takes 2 hours longer than the other trains. It all depends on what you want. And so eventually she goes through Birmingham and gets there on time and stuff like that. So this lady that, suddenly helps her in her time. So she says, coming out of that, here are the keys of what we need to do to be available. So the desk was there. So how do we make ourselves available to parents of those we're doing ministry with? So being at church on Sunday, intentionally having those conversations at brigades, the joy of having to log them in and out. You can talk with the parents as they drop off or pick up. So be available. Number 2, listen well. So she says, when I was stuck in Leeds station, Priya asked me a series of questions to understand my situation before she gave me an answer. She could have just pointed to the next train to London, but she took time to understand my circumstances, which means that she helped me find the better way. When parents ask us a question, we also need to understand their circumstance. We find that out by asking questions. When we do, we often run into much bigger situations than the ones they initially present. So, yes, to listen well. Why are you asking that question? How do I, parent comes with, how do I help my kid with nightmares? Well, let's unpack that a bit. Tell me what's been going on. What have you tried already? So get some depth. And elsewhere in the book, she encourages you, find out, ask that question, what have you done already? Because it shows, hey, I don't think that this person has no idea, and I'm going to tell them the answer, but encourages them, hey, you're the parent. I know you're already doing something. Let me help you along the journey. Tell me what you've already done, and we'll move from there. Praise what you can. Oh, I think that's the point that I was just saying. See, I told you it was further on in the book. It was the next point. So, like she says, Priya, I told her my solution to the problem, and she immediately confirmed that the solution was valid. Yes, you could take that train, but there's other options. So again, how do we encourage them? The parents give choices. Ooh. So she says, give the parents options of what they can do. And she says, even if you think there is one right answer, make up other options that they can have. So give them option. Don't give them your opinion. Don't tell them what to do. Instead, always give them a choice. Provide them with a range of options. You may be 100% convinced that there is a clear right way forward for this child. Tough. Create choices anyway. This requires us to have an enormous amount of self-control and to constantly reposition our hearts to focus on empowering parents. So yes, giving them options gives them power to go, you choose what you think is right, as opposed to here is the thing you need to do. Yes, so it's not about trying to confuse them or giving them too many, but allowing them that freedom to work into their space. And then follow up. So when you see them again later, how do you do? So she says, Priya tells her what to do, and then she was going to go to her platform and needed to use the bathroom. So she went off, and then she was walking to her platform, and Priya saw her, and she's like, are you okay? Do you know where you're going? I was like, yes, I just had to go to the bathroom. So, and she's like, oh, I felt special that the help desk person saw me and remembered me and asked. So yeah, that sense of if the parent has a conversation with you about an issue this week, follow it up the next week. How did you go with that? So did you chat about the dreams your child is having or whatever it is? Follow that up. She says the proactive help desk. So on the windy day, the station had put on extra people. So sometimes parents are overwhelmed and don't know you are there to help. Sometimes they will need us to wade in. That is also one of our roles, to walk into people's fear and frustration and ask them if they need help. So sometimes it's about being aware and going, hey, you look like you're having a tough time. Can I help? What's going on with your family? And then the last point, handling the pressure. It says there's so many times we can feel inadequate when we support parents. We can feel we aren't smart enough, experienced enough, or wise enough to help. I know some of us feel we shouldn't have a voice in the lives of parents because we don't have children. You will find that most parents don't care. So just taking a breath, it's all right. Wherever we go in this discussion, that's going to be all right. So going over those points again that Rod's been nicely writing down. Yeah. Be available. Listen well. Praise what you can. Give choices. Follow up. Be the proactive help desk and handle the pressure.
I missed that second last one. We thought that's what they all proactive help desk. Yep.
Yep. And then handling the pressure. What do we think of that?
The bit that stuck out to me, I think Rachel used the words and you repeated them. Or the important bit is you're not telling them what to do. You're helping them find an answer themselves in many ways. She could have looked at a timetable better. She could have planned better. She could have done lots of things. And Priya just pointed those out to her because she knew a little bit more. She didn't know exactly what Rachel wanted. And Seven Sisters is down on the coast, southeast. You get to London, you got to get down to Seven Sisters somehow. It's an extra bit of a trip. I know that only because we're going to make that part of our trip. We'll do it by car, but it's not just.
I can give you Rachel's. I'll try and find Rachel's email, and maybe she can tell you how to get there best.
Well, if she lives up in York, it'll be really good to drop in there too. Yeah, so that's a bit that stood out to me. The help desk was just getting stuff in that you had information they know, but they weren't telling you what to do. Here's the options. Which one fits better for you? And it's always that bit. There's a little bit more. You go by Birmingham, you sit around, get bored. And some people may say, as I often do, it might take longer, but if I'm not stopping in traffic lights, I'm much happier driver.
Yes.
So even though I go the long way around, that could be good. At the same time, there might be bits where you just want to know that you're on a main road, not on a back road. So
yes.
It was giving her the choice, which is really helpful. As long as the choices are valid.
Yes.
And you can, I guess, many people's when they're coming to a help desk is they do, some of them just want to get out of the situation that they're in. But others are happy to consider alternatives that fit into them better, which is what a travel agent's all about. They can do what you tell them to do, or they can be those that are giving you options and you decide. So go Rachel, she'll become a help desk travel agent soon too.
There we go. But yes, and I think particularly as males, we like to give the answer. So it's like, here's the option. Here's what's going to work best, and pulling yourself back and going, okay, I think this will work best, but here's some other options that you might like to try as well.
And they're your choices.
Yes, that's right. And it's your choice to work out what works with your family. Any comments, Kylie?
Two, like, I know you've always said to us, don't help beyond your ability.
Yep.
It kind of contradicts your last one, but that if it is too hard, if it is like a requiring counselling thing, that could be one of your suggestions you do.
Yes.
That could be one of the options. That you don't have to actually solve the problem for them. You may not know how to, or you may lead them astray in doing the wrong thing. You might send them to Mexico instead of Birmingham or wherever. And the other thing was thinking about like Jaffa and brigades. I know personally, finish time, want to get home.
Yep.
As soon as parents come, let's tidy up, quick. How quickly can we be out? It's almost a challenge. We actually have to be really, I don't know, somehow, like, I know we talk at barbecues, Jaffa barbecues, they are really good. Sometimes you talk at drop-off. But yeah, maybe we've got to be a bit more intentional about how can we have parents maybe, I don't know, arrive early before the drop-off, I don't know, provide coffee, something or another. But Thursday nights, I just want to get home for dinner. So
yes, and that's often the struggle. And
that is so much better. Even if you think you're not doing it enough, that is so much better than just saying, not being available at drop-off pickups, or saying, "Yep, bye, I'm out of here." You have acknowledged them, greeted them, at least you've been available to them, and unless there was something spoken, there's nothing to listen to. If you can sense something, the rest will then follow. If they speak, then you need to listen well. You need to praise the points and create options for them. But so many times we hit ourselves around saying, "Oh yeah, we should do this. We should have coffee afternoon, coffee morning, coffee this, coffee that," which is great. But if you know there's an issue, but if you've made yourself available, you're many steps ahead of them being dropped off down the road and the kids walking in.
Yeah, true.
Actually,
And I guess we do have a
can...
team.
Yes.
And like, so some can back off from tidying up and go and chat.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, and it's that sense of, if you show a couple of times that I'm available, I sit and chat with people, parents, then if they want to find you and it's a time when you're packing up, they'll come and have that conversation with you because they know, oh, Kylie's available to talk.
Will do, yes.
I'll go and find where she's packing up now because she's been there. So, yes, it's not about I have to be there every second that the parents and cannot do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Might give you a hand packing up, Kylie.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool. Speaking of packing up, we probably should end up there. So thank you for joining us. Hopefully there's some thoughts for you all. We look forward to seeing the new Southside help desk. So
just remind me, did Rachel actually get to the Seven Sisters on time?
Yes.
Or she didn't mention. She did.
She got there.
I will read that section of the book and see how we get from London to the Seven Sisters easily.
Excellent.
I won't worry about Leeds and Birmingham. We'll just worry about London down.